So there are many ways where you can start connecting to your twin flame and God, and that is one of the places is your heart. You can start feeling your twin flame through your heart, and that is God, because where you are connected to the energy of the spirit inside of you is your heart, The way I think of it is like this. That is my own personal insight or revelation. When somebody dies, what you start hearing is the heartbeat. How you know somebody have died? It is that their heartbeat goes away. That is, their soul goes away. So the life force, it is that heart, and it is that heartbeat. So you can feel that life force inside of you in your heart, and that is where God is connected to you, and that is where your twin flame is connected to you. So going back to that place over and over again, you are going to feel the energy of your twin flame, and you are going to feel the energy of God, and that is oneness. That is what you want to be feeling over and over. Those are practices that you can practice anytime and anywhere. Going back to your heart center, going back there and feeling that feeling that you are feeling there, even if it is nothing, but whatever you are feeling there, even if it is emptiness, whether it is some any kind of feeling, chills or something, that is now your energy. That is your soul energy. That is what you want to be connecting with every time. That is any time and every time when you are meditating, that is where you want to go. Because when you go there, you will feel that your thoughts are not there. Thoughts are not there. They are not, you'll feel they are somewhere else, outside of you, somewhere else. But you'll feel that there is an energy there. That is the energy you want to cultivate. That is the energy you want to expand. And that is the energy you want to be feeling. It look like nothing. That is exactly the soul. So you want to be doing those practices. And the way that I started to reason this, it is, I thought it cannot be so complicated to connect with God. God cannot make it so hard for people to connect with him. Otherwise, it will be unfair and injustice. It cannot be that hard. It must be so easy that even children can connect with God. It cannot be about doing practices that are just complicated. It must be so easy. Otherwise, people will say to God and complain that they are not connecting to him. To connect with God, it is so easy. It is available to anybody, even the children. It is available to anybody and anyone. It cannot be so hard. So go back inside there in your heart, and you will feel there is God there, there is life there, there is your twin flame, and connect with that energy and dwell on that energy every time and any time. Go there, feel your heart, breathe deep, feel it. Listen to your heart, listen to your heartbeat, listen to your inner body, listen to the energy of your inner body. And that is oneness. That is how you are connecting with God. Do it over and over, even if you think it is not making sense. It is the mind that is thinking that. Do you see? You are not that mind. You are soul. You are spirit. So the mind can think anything it wants, but you cannot believe the mind. You cannot believe it, because for the mind it does not make sense that that is whole. That place is sacred. That place is holy. The mind does not make sense. Of course, it can't make sense. So, are you going to believe the mind, or are you going to believe what you know it is true? You know, even when you are silent and you are alone, you know that is the place that you connect to. Even when you are in deep prayer, that is the place that you go to. That is like your environment will cease from your sight, and you will start going to your heart when you are in deep prayer and meditation. And that is now the place you want to be dwelling in. That is the place where you want to expand in. And another thing I also practice, it is the art of worship. As I have said, you cannot worship your twin flame. But in many religions, worship is, the posture of worship is bowing down, it is kneeling. That is one practice I can ask you also to introduce in your life. If you already don't, you are not a person who is in worship, who do that kind of worship with bowing down, try to introduce it. Even when you feel like you wake up and you feel that there is something off, go back to your knees and bow down. Even when you are somewhere and you are feeling overwhelmed, even if you can even go to a bathroom and lock yourself there and bow down a few seconds, you will feel that energy, it will come, it will slow down. You'll be relieved from that energy because you are worshiping. You are worshiping God. You are not. Your mind will bow down to God. So you want also to try those practices. Those are simple things that are accessible to any human being. You can bow down. You can try those postures of humbling yourself, like worship. You try your way. Connection to God is not so complicated. It is not for the learned. It is not complicated terms that you don't understand. I am talking about connecting to God for the dummies. To me, it is the simple. I am talking to the simple people who don't understand complicated terms. How are you going to connect to God? How are you going to connect to your twin flame? It is not that difficult. It is not that difficult. This is not for the learned and for the people who know spiritual terms. This is for everyone. You can connect to your twin flame. You can connect to God by going back to that. It is not practices that are complicated and terms that are hard to grasp. It is not practices that are tiring and even that are just so complicated. Connecting to God is easy, and it is anywhere and anytime. If you are in somewhere, just you can go back to. If you are somewhere and you want to connect to God, you feel that you are disconnected, go back to your heart, feel your heartbeat, feel your inner body, breathe. It is easy as that. If you are somewhere that you can bow down, you can kneel, do it. Do it as you wish. The way you feel that you are connecting to God, do it. For me, I am a person who bows down and who have been doing that because I have been worshiping God. So I do it anyway. But it is a practice that you can introduce. Those are things that I have come to see that they are not so complicated. You can go for a walk. You can come out and go for a walk. I will prefer, instead of going to the city and in places where there is a lot of congestion, go in nature. Where are you going in nature? Because that is those energies of nature, of trees, of grass, of the water, of the mountains. Those energies are very natural. They are very aligned. So you are tapping into those energies. Go that. Involve in a hobby that you like, because you'll go into soul, more into soul. Do something. Connection with God is not as complicated as it is put. It is even for the simple, even for the children, even for anybody. Another thing you can put is you start when a thought is bothering you over and over, and you realize it is bothering you more over and over. Even if you do these practices, you can start journaling it. You can write on it. You can write it and see what comes up, and see what comes. Just trust. Just write, and you will see what comes up. And soon it will be out of your way. And I think it like that. There are people who cannot write. What will you do? Just sit down and reflect on that thought, think on it, feel it. Now that is where you have to feel it, you have to think on it and see what will come out of it. See what. Now observe that thought. Observe it. If you are not in a position where you can write, or if you don't like doing it, although I have found writing, if you can do it, it is very, very, very helpful. But if you are not able to journal and write whatever, you sit and reflect and observe and take time. That is something you have to accept. You have to invest time because it is slowing down. Where are you rushing to? You have at least to invest time every day on this spiritual journey, on this ascension. You have to invest every day. You have to invest time and intentionally wake up and know that you are in a spiritual journey. You cannot get out of this connection. If you have started this connection, you will not get out of it. You will have to work your way through it. Even when your twin flame comes back to your life, these practices will not stop them. You will continue, because if you stop, they will go away and then you go back to suffering. So it is teaching you that the connection with God, it will never stop. This is your life for the rest of your life. This is your life now to the rest of your life. You have to live doing these practices. You have to live connecting to God. When you don't connect, you will start suffering, and even your twin flame will not be in your physical space anymore. Until now, you come back to these practices, this journey you have been gifted, so that you stay connected to God until the day you leave the earth.